All right, seventh graders, this is to help you with question 8 on CR helper number 6. So this is for CR 6, question 8. It says Channing Tatum manages a Ford plant. The plant is looking to rent a new machine to accelerate its assembly line. Channing Tatum has collected pricing information from Bolt Company and Vector Incorporated, Bolt Company. All right, great. Oh, and Vector Incorporated, period. Bolt Company charges $1,060 every 6 months. All right, so Bolt Company charges $1,060 every 6 months. Vector Incorporated charges $3,200 every 18 months. Which company offers the lowest price? Use the table to compare. All right, this seems reasonable. So they want us to compare how much does each company charge for just 1 month. If I know what Bolt charges for 6 months, could I figure out what Vector charges for 6 months? I know what Vector charges for 18 months. Could I figure out what Bolt charges? Okay. Because maybe they have to decide how many months do I have to rent these machines for? Am I going to rent them just for 1 month, for 6 months, for 18 months, and so on? So the first thing you have to do, we compare unit rates. So you want to find a unit rate. Unit rate is how much per one. So it would be how much money per 1 month. And that's really what you want to compare to decide which is cheaper. If one of them's cheaper for just 1 month, that's overall the better value in general. Okay, so if I know, I'll look at Bolt Company to start. So if I take a look at Bolt Company and I set up a ratio or a rate of money over months, I'm given information about Bolt Company. I'm told for 6 months it's $1,060. So it's $1,060 for 6 months. And I know you did equivalent ratios as 6th graders. So now I want to know how much money for just 1 month. That's my unit rate. I'm just trying to figure out how much will Bolt Company charge for just 1 month. All right. So I say, how do I get from 6 down to 1 with equivalent ratios? Oh, I could divide my denominator by 6. If I divide my denominator by 6, I also need to divide my numerator by 6. So I'm going to take 6 into 1,060. All right, so I'm going to do 6 into 10, goes once. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract off, 10 minus 6 is 4. Drag down a 6. How many times does 6 go into 46? 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. Subtract off. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Drag down a 0. How many times does 6 go into 40? 6 goes into 46 times. 6 times 6 is 36. And I'm going to just keep having this 40. So if I drag down another 0, it's going to be 6. 6 times 6 is 40. I'm going to have another remainder of 4, 6, dot, 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 dot. So if I was going to round this, and there'd be another 6 here and so on. The question is it, because we're talking about money, so I round to the nearest penny. So is this $176.66 or 67 cents? Well, I look here, I say, ooh, I'm closer to 67 cents. So I'd say approximately $176.67 for Bolt Company. As long as I did my division correctly. But that's how you'd figure out for 1 month. You just divide numerator and denominator by 6. Let's figure out Vector Company for 1 month. All right, so let's look at Vector Company for 1 month. So if I look at money over number of months, the information about Vector Company is that it's $3,200 for 18 months. That's a really, really long fraction bar. And what I want to figure out is my unit rate. How much would Vector Company charge for just 1 month? That's my unit rate. So this time I say, oh God, what do I have to do here? Oh, to get from 18 down, oh, I just divide by 18. I'm going to divide the denominator by 18. What do I do to the numerator? Oh, divide that by 18. Last year, many of you probably called this your upside down caret. So you can set up your ratios and use your upside down caret if that's what you're most comfortable with from 6th grade. 18 goes into 3,200. So 18 goes into 32 once. 1 times 18 is 18. Subtract off. Bar from there. 12 minus 18 is 4. So that's 14. Bring down a 0. Whew, how many times does 18 go into 140? I don't know. I'm going to guess 8. 18 times 8. Let me check it. 8 times 8 is 64. Put down a 4, carry a 6. 8 times 1 is 8, and 6 is 14. A little bit too high. Must be a 7. So I just, off to the side, I kind of guesstimate. And I'm like, oh, well, that didn't work. So I'll go with a 7. So 18 times 7. 7 times 8 is 56. Put down the 6, carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7, and 5 more is 12. So that gets me to 126. Subtract off. 10 minus 6 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. Of course, we're going to have the same issue here. Bring down a 0. That's going to be 7, right? We decided that would be 7, and that would be 126. Okay, let's hope I'm not making any mistakes here. And so this is going to be 7, 7, 7, if I'm correct. And so now I say, oh, okay, so that's about $177.78. So $177.78. All right. I can tell you right now, Bolt Company will be cheaper. Which company has the lower price? Use the table to compare. So Bolt Company is definitely the lower price. Now, I'm not going to, because this video has run long, I'm not going to go ahead and do any more parts to this. But if I now know Vector Company for 1 month, if I take that number and multiply it by 6, I'll figure out how much for 6 months. So just take this number here and multiply that by 6. That would be how much for 6 months. If I know for 1 month for Bolt Company and I need 18 months, I would just take my 176.67 and multiply that by 18 to figure out for 18 months. So hopefully, because I'm assuming you have to do those multiplications on your tables also. But I can tell you just right here, as soon as this is cheaper for 1 month, Bolt Company would be the cheaper option for this company. I hope that helps.